started with what I was going to say. I've been with the society about 14 years, and I was a new member here. And Mike, I don't know if you remember, he approached me, and he said, "We have a few books in these boxes that we need to document them. Kind of just put them in a spreadsheet. It shouldn't be a big deal or whatever." And I said, "Oh, okay, I guess I'm doing." And you saw where we're at now. So you started it all way back when then. So thank you. Okay. Some of this I'm going to read because I want to make sure that I say the things I want to say. All the work that we have done in the library from day one, 14 years ago, has been for the good of the society and its members. We have taken seriously the mandate that we have been given from the society as outlined in the bylaws. And some may or may not know, but the bylaws have been changed once the library came in and we had the books that were there. And it used to be the archives and history committees. And then we started with the library and combined those two into one committee. And so I'm going to read here quickly. The responsibilities of the standing committee shall be as follows. Library committee shall be responsible for maintaining the collections of the library and making them accessible to its membership and the community. This committee shall also be responsible for the display, preservation, and security of library and archived items. This committee shall prepare, update, and maintain a written history of the society. Did you get your book? You got it. All right, there we go. This committee will maintain a genealogy research center in the library for its members and the community. A collection development policy will be used to determine whether donations will be added to the library's collection. Only a person that graduated with a Library of Science degree knows what that CDC or CDP is, collection development policy. As you can see, the library has a great responsibility to the society and its members. Our yearly budget for the operation and maintenance of the society's library has been, and for the most part, is 1/2 of 1% of the society's budget. Last month, the budget was presented to voted on. The library committee certainly was not in agreement with having our budget reduced to 0 for 2025. We are working with the society to address the proposed changes made by the BOT, including the dollars for the library in 2025. We are hopeful that we will be able to work together as Scots and come up with a positive solution that works ultimately for the members of this society. In the coming months, we will continue to educate our members on what is going on in your library. We have always and will continue to stress that if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the library, please see me or the other 17 members of the library committee. This month in the fling, Victoria, there she is. Okay, Victoria, and we're trying to highlight things, and I want you to understand too is everything that we do again in the library relates back to what I just read to you in the bylaws about the library committee, so that we provide what we're mandated for. So if you haven't already seen it, please read in the fling. Victoria did a nice job of talking about the archives and all that's involved with that. Bruce, they're right in front of me. Here we go. Bruce Gray. Many of you attended the lecture series this past year. He's still kind of not quite sure whether he wants to do anything again this year or not after last year. That took a lot, but we certainly appreciate all the effort and work that he did. And there's going to be some more things coming out of that, and I know that Shelby, you put some things on the web, I think, right, from the presentations, didn't you? I thought you had something out. Okay, we're going to be working on that.
Yeah, they're out there.
Yes, that's what I thought. Okay. Also, the Charles Lowe Book Club, next meeting, a week from today at 5:30, The Lost Lights of St. Kilda by Elizabeth Gifford. It's only 294 pages, so if you haven't read the book, you could get that done in a week. Contact Kathy Less if you're interested in attending that one. And one thing that's interesting is I think it's 2017 that she started that. And I know that I'm looking with Shelby in the communications group and the library, we jumped on when COVID came here with Zoom. And what a difference that's made, certainly for us. And I know for the library, Kathy is out in California, but she's still a part of the library, and she still continues to work on the book club, just as if she was here. And she's dedicated, because when we have our Saturday meeting, which starts at 9:30, 3 hours difference in California, she's up, she's got a big cup of coffee, and she's there for our meeting, so yeah. The other thing is that we're going to be working on and making it available hopefully this year is resource page. We talked a little bit about that before, and that's taking our Excel spreadsheets and putting it into a library professional software package that will make things available to the members on the web. So that's coming hopefully this year. I'm hoping. Nancy was there. The last thing I wanted to bring up too is the 175th history book, and standing here is Julie and Selena. There's Ian. There's been a number of people that have been involved with that book. I can't come up here and talk about that without saying something about Fred Wessels, because he certainly started all of this, and he did a remarkable job of getting us going. But we've got this book. It's not the end. There's going to be some offshoots from that history book. But Julie was the one that picked up the mantle from Nan Fromm, right?
With Nan.
Or with Nan. And then she took that forward and continued working on that. And then from there, you take it away.
Hey, he's stealing my thunder.
He forgets that I really like to talk. I like the sound of my own voice. And so I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about how did this history book really come about. And so in 2019, Dennis was looking for somebody from the committee to represent the history of the society, because it is in our bylaws that we work on the history. There really wasn't anybody who was dedicated to doing that. And so at the time, Nan Fromm, for those of you who know Nan, she was on the library committee. She said she would be happy to help with the history, and I agreed too. And we were going to just see if we could record some things, and they started talking a little bit about a book. And then Dennis said, you really should talk to Ian Hunter, because Ian was the chairman of the Board of Trustees for many, many years during the 2000s. And Fred Wessels stopped writing the history at 2000. And so I had agreed to kind of collect some of the stories from 2000 to 2020. And Nan and I were going to do it together, but Nan her husband fell ill and she wasn't really able to help. So I started writing some stories, and then I became the membership secretary. And there's a lot of volunteer time, actually quite a bit, was then dedicated to my role as the membership secretary, and I stopped focusing on the history. And Dennis, I told Dennis, I can't really do this anymore. It's a lot, it's too much for me to do both. And I have to give something up, so that's what I'm gonna give up, is the history part. And then Dennis said, well, we have the 175th is coming up, we have to have a history book. Right? Oh, I'm like, well, good luck, you're gonna have to find somebody, because I can't do it with what my job is. And he found the most amazing person to take over and lead the history book project in Selena Crow. She was a new member of the society and of the library committee, and she loves history. She has her degrees in history. She's a historian, and she's like, I'll do it. I'll take over. I'll be the chair. I'll lead the project. I'm Like, you know what you're getting into? Selena, you might like think on it, because it's a big, she goes, no, I'll do it. And she just championed this. And without Selena, I'm sure there would not be a 175th book. And so it's my honor to introduce you all to Selena Crum. I'm proud to know her and to have helped with the book, but really the credit is to her for coordinating for herding cats. Was not easy. She did an amazing job, so thank you so much, Selena. First time I saw the book, I cried.
I'll skip ahead because we kind of covered, it was
So-
Fred, and it was Julie, and Ian, and then me. When I came in, it was this idea to create this 175th anniversary published book. What I had was a volume 1, which Fred did from 1849 to 1999. And then volume 2 was it was supposed to be 2000 to 2019. It wasn't really done.
It wasn't.
Volume 3 was just a title page, it said volume 3. It was nothing, so we worked on getting people to write different chapters and all that, so then we had 3 volumes. I added a table of contents and an index and some pictures to just make it a little bit more reader friendly. Formatted it all into one document, and then we self-published this. The committee paid for it to be printed, and then bound each copy by hand. We have our own little machine. It took a long time, but the goal was to keep costs low, and the decision was to sell the book at cost so that this wasn't a financial burden on any member, that we wanted this to be available to you. It was a monumental task. It was never been done before. But as much as I'd like to take all the credit, it wasn't just me. A lot of you helped in many ways by writing, helping with the publishing of it, any contributions. So I want to name all of you. Kelly Beveridge, Ann Brown, Ann Campbell, Allison Coates, Zach Crum, Scott David, Bob Giles, Bruce Gray, Kathy Hassey, Marcy Garreau, Stuart Kennedy, Lynette McLeod, Victoria Patterson, Claudia Scott, Kathleen Thompson, Nancy Waters, the Low Library Committee members, and especially Julie Bartoy, Ian Hunter, and Dennis Clements. Can we all, anyone I just listed, stand, and we need to recognize all of you. So the Library Committee offers the first ever published history of the St. Andrew Society of Detroit, as we think it's a fitting contribution to the Society's legacy of 175 years of history, tradition, and benevolence. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this video. For more information, please visit us at DetroitScots.com.